exercise 13.1. So the two examples are remaining. So we will continue today. Example 9. A 5 meter 60 centimeter high vertical pole casts a shadow of 3 meter 20 centimeter long. Find at the same time the length of shadow cast by another pole 10 meter 50 centimeter high, and second the length of pole which casts a shadow of 5 meter long. So here the situation is same, means at the same time we need to find the length of pole, which length of pole for certain length of shadow, and for second time we need to find if the length of shadow is given, what is the length of pole. So here first 5 meter 60 centimeter high a vertical pole, that is the length of pole, and shadow length is 3 meter 20 centimeter. So if we increase the length of pole, shadow length is also increased, and if we decrease the length of pole, shadow length will also decrease. Again, this is the length of pole and this is the length of shadow. So if length of pole is increased, shadow length is increased, and if length of pole is decreased, shadow length is also decreased. So this will be in a direct proportion, because if we stand together, then whatever length of my shadow will be larger than the length of your shadow, because your height is smaller than mine. That's why if the length is increased, shadow length is also increased, and if length is decreased, shadow length is also decreased. So we can write here actual length and length of shadow is in direct proportion. So we can make a table, that is length of pole, length of shadow. So for length of pole, that is 5 meter 60 centimeter. Now convert this into decimal, so it is 5.60 meter. Length of shadow is 3 meter 20 centimeter, so that is 3.20 meter. The length of shadow cast by another pole 10 meter 50 centimeter, so that is 10.50 centimeter. You need to find the length of shadow when the pole length is 10 meter 50 centimeter. So this is actual length in meter, and you need to find shadow length. For second, you need to find the length of pole when shadow length is 5 meter. So this is the length of shadow when it is, what is the length of pole. Clear? So for first, this value is x1, this one is y1, is equal to x2 divided by y2. x1 is 5.60, y1 is 3.20, is equal to 10.50, and we need to find y2. So y2 will be in multiplication with 5.60 is equal to 3.20 multiply 10. We need to find y2, so take 5.60 divide 10.50. So divide 32 multiply 10.50 with 5.60. Now we can write here 32 multiply. If we write 3.20 as a fraction, then we get 32 divide 10, and here we get 56 multiply 10. Okay, why? Because 320 divide 100, So 1 0 will be cancelled. So this is 32 by 10. And 560 divide 100. So 0 0 cancel. So that 10 will be in a multiplication with numerator. Now divide 32. Multiply 105 with 56. 8 7 4 so 105 divided 7. So it is 150. So this will give 600, that is 60. So it is 60 by 10. So we will get 6 meter. Now next, length of pole we need to find when the length of shadow is 5 meters. So this one will be our x1, y1, x3, y3. So here we can write that is 5.60 divided 3.20 is equal to 5. Multiply 5 divide 320. Multiply 100. So this 100 will be cancelled out. This 0 will be cancelled out. 8 4s are 8 7s are. So 7 5 are 35 divide 4. So we will get 8.75. So that is 8 meter 75 centimeter. Okay. Here why we are writing 100 here? Because 5.60 means 560 divide 100 and 3.20 means 320 divide 100. So that 100 will be in a multiplication. So length or actual length of pole will be 8 meter 75 centimeter. Clear? Now next one. A loaded truck travels 14 km in 25 minutes. If the speed remains same, how far can it travel in 5 hours? If time is increased, distance is also increased, and if time is decreased, distance will also decrease. So that will be in a direct proportion. So we can write time and distance is in direct proportion when speed is same. So we can make a table, that is time and distance. So here you can see the time is given first for 15 minutes, 25 minutes, and distance is kilometer. So in 25 minutes 14 kilometer is covered. We need to find for 5 hours. So convert this 5 hours in a minute. So that will be 300 minutes. What is the distance? Multiply 5 with 60. So that will be 300. So x1 divided by 1 is equal to x2 divided by 1. Now our x1 is 25 divided 40. 300 divided by 2. Because this unit is in a minute, we also need to convert hour into minute. You can convert 25 minutes also in hour, but that will give the answer in point. So better convert 5 hours in minutes, so that will be 300 minutes. So now to find y2, that is multiplied with 25 is equal to 300 multiplied with 40. 25 will be in the divide. So that will give 12. Multiply 12 with 14. So it is 168 kilometers. So in 5 hours, a truck can cover 168 kilometers. Let's solve some extra examples. Here first, 11 men can dig 6 3 by 4 meter long trench in one day. How many men should be employed for digging 27 meter long trench of the same type in a one day? So here, the length of trench is increasing for digging. So number of men need to increase to complete the same work on one day, because time is same. In one day, the length of this much trench is digged by 11 men. So how many number of people are required to complete the work in a one day on the same day when the length of trench is increasing? Means if we want to complete the work in a same day, then if the work is increasing, number of people needs to increase, and if we reduce the work, then number of people are also decreased. So that's why it is in a direct proportion. So we can write length of trench in meter and number of people in direct proportion. So here if it is 6 3 by 4 meters, so convert this into improper fraction, 27 by 4. 11 men are required. When we need to dig a trench of 27 meters, how many men are required? So x1 divided by 1 is equal to x2 divided by 2. 27 by 4, by 1 is 11, and here 27 by 2. So 4, that will be the multiplication. By 2 we need to find 44 multiplied 27. So 27 will be cancelled out because this 27 will be in the denominator. So by 2 is equal to 44. So 44 men are required to complete the work in a one day when length of trench will be 27 meters. Clear? Now next one. In 10 days, the earth pick up 2.6 multiplied 10 raised to 8 pounds of dust from the atmosphere. How much dust will it pick up in 45 days? So in 10 days, dust is 2.6 multiplied 10 raised to 8 pounds. So what will be the dust in 45 days? So if days are increasing, dust is also increasing, and if days are decreased, dust is also decreased. So that's why it is in a direct proportion. So we can write number of days and dust, that is in a pound. So for a 10 day, dust is 2.6 into 10 raised to 8 pounds. So for 45 days, how much dust will be there? So x1 divided by 1 is equal to x2 divided by 10. 2.6 into 10 raised to 8 is equal to 45 divided by 2. By 2 will be in a multiplication with 10. 45 multiplied 2.6 into 10 raised to. Now take this 10 and divide. So we get by 2 is equal to 45. 2.6 is 26 by 10. And this 10 will be in a divide. So if you multiply this, you will get 1.7 into 10 raised to 8 pounds. That is dust in atmosphere after 45 days. Now next, the amount of extension in elastic spring varies directly with the weight. There is one spring and below produce an extension of 3.5 centimeter. Find the extension produced by the weight 700 gram. If there is one spring and we hang some weight here, so if we increase the weight, then extension is also increased, and if we decrease the weight, then extension is also decreased. Clear? So we need to find what is the length of extension when the weight is 700 gram. So that is in a direct proportion, because if the weight is increased, extension is also increased, and if weight is decreased, extension is decreased. So that's why we can write weight in gram and extension in centimeter. So when weight is 250 gram, extension is 3.5 centimeter. So when weight is 700 gram, what is the extension? So we can write x1 divided by 1 equal to x2 divided by 2, because it is in a direct proportion. 250 divided 3.5 is equal to 700 divided by 2. So here y2 is multiplied with 250 is equal to 700 is multiplied with 30. Now 250 will be in a divide. 1 0 will be cancelled. 5, 7, 40. So that will give 9.8 centimeter, because here it is 35, so 10 will be there. So 9.8 centimeter, that is length of spring when 700 gram weight is hanged. Next, a car is traveling at the average speed of 50 km per hour. Speed is 50 km per hour. How much distance would it travel in 12 minutes? In 12 minutes, what would be the distance covered by car? So here, hour is given. Means in 1 hour 50 km, we need to find for 12 minutes. So convert this hour in a minute. So it means in 60 minutes, 50 km is distance covered. With the same speed, if for 12 minutes, what is the distance? So it is again in a direct proportion. So we can write distance and time in minute, and distance will be in kilometer. So 50 km covered in 60 minutes. So we need to find for 12 minutes what is this. x1 divided by 1 is equal to x2 divided by 2. So 50 divided 60 is equal to x2 divided x2 we need to find, so 12 will be in a multiplication. 60 divided 6 so is 10 kilometers. So in 12 minutes, 12 kilometer distance will be covered. Now these two examples of direct proportion that you need to solve it home.